So I'm recording this as I'm about to edit the video, and I realize I should do a little intro. It has not been a good week. So I'm going to go with what I recorded. It's a bit of a jumble. It starts with me confessing to weakness, then it goes to a chemistry lesson, then it goes to a failure. So I need your support. Um, it's not easy to post failures. So, but I set this up as a journey, and I set this up to be honest and to try to keep myself honest and on track. So let's see how it goes. Thank you again for all of your help. It does mean a lot to me. The next 2 weeks, I have to really kind of crack down because I want to have a fairly good number when I get the MRI, because it will affect about the operation, which I think is going to happen regardless, but the more I lose, the better it is before the operation. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Don't let yourself get down. Don't let yourself stop the journey because you've lost something. You've lost a battle. Don't stop the war. Thank you. It's Wednesday. I was not a good boy. I ate too much on Saturday. Saturday morning, I had to take my daughter to school for a big trip very early. And then I slept and I got up and I ate mostly bread, which is dumb, even though I just made a whole thing about bread. I still ate too much bread. Didn't do much better the next few days. So weighed myself this morning. I'm up, which isn't a surprise. So I'm going to be a little extra strict on myself for the next 3 days because it's Wednesday. So today, Thursday, and Friday, and then Saturday morning we'll see. Have some damage to undo, and also hopefully still do better. Cues were mostly boredom. No real other reason, I think. So, did have the celery, but if you have the celery in addition to sandwiches, celery isn't magic. It won't erase the damage. Anyway, so even though by the time you see this, it will be too late to pray for me to do well, pray for me to do well anyway, and pray for me to do well in the future. We'll see what happens Saturday. I'm not hopeful for a loss, really. I'm hopeful for a maintain it. If I can get it to a loss, I will be glad. I need to get on track, and I don't know why I fell off track. There's no real reason. Sorry, this is a bit of a downer, but I'm feeling a bit down, and I need to get up and, dust myself off and do better. Thank you. Hello again. Before I forget, I was going to do a little mini chemistry lesson on you. Biology, chemistry. And this is very simplified. So those of you out there who are chemists and biologists, if I make a horrible error, please correct me. If I'm just, putting it a little too simple, please forgive me. So basically, this is table sugar. Most sugars have a similar thing, and it's called a carbohydrate because it has carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. All right. And then next comes body fat, which is a hydrocarbon because it has hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. So you notice it doesn't have as much oxygen. So when it burns, that's why it burns, because it wants to grab the oxygen and convert everything to CO2 and water. Same with this. adds oxygen as it becomes CO2 and water. Pretty simple. All right, but down here we have protein. And protein has carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but then it's got a big chunk of nitrogen, and this particular one has a little sulfur at the end. There's a bunch of different kinds of proteins. There's, I think, 6 or 8. Anyway, you can't just break it down as easy as these two. And you see these two, because they are so similar, that's how come carbohydrates, sugar, can turn into fat in your body. This one can't. It can't get rid of that nitrogen properly to convert this up to fat. So that's why extra carbs in your system can lead to extra fat on your body. Extra protein doesn't do the same thing. Now, you still need a lot of sometimes foods with carbs, so you have to be careful. And if you ate just protein, you have to be careful too, because there are things, vitamins can do a lot of things if you don't have certain vitamins, like scurvy is the lack of vitamin C. So get some carbs, sure, but careful about extra carbs because they can turn into body fat. Concentrate on the proteins. And I am not an expert on vegan or vegetarian. Vegan or vegetarian, if you are trying to lose weight and you are being vegan and vegetarian, more power to you, but please make sure you're doing it correctly. Getting proper nutrition isn't just a matter of eating salads. People who live a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle are aware of that, but if you're trying to jump into it carefully. Read books, find people who can help you know how to cook, know what to eat. It's like I said, it's not simply just eating salads. To get the right nutrition, you need to eat a lot of specific things if you're going to be vegetarian, vegan. I'm not vegetarian, vegan. I love vegetables, but I also love meat and cheese and I'm trying to have almond milk rather than cow milk because it's less sugars and less calories, but it is more expensive, so I've got to be careful with that. Anyway, that's your little lesson for the day. Still, you got that little sad bit, then you got this bit, and then Saturday hopefully we'll have a good bit. Well, it's Saturday. Yesterday I was in town, and against what I knew was the right choice, I went and bought a bunch of drive-through fast food. And I ate it. And it was a huge mistake. I was probably roughly even on the weight. Now, of course, I haven't had a chance to process the whole food thing, but doesn't matter. I made a commitment that I was going to weigh myself this morning. And I knew that I had screwed it up. And I know that this is an important time for me to not screw it up because I'm coming up on an MRI for the hernia, and also is going to be related to the weight loss. And that's only on the 22nd, so not very far away. Anyway, it was a gain. It was 490.0, so it was 2.5. I would say that I did damage on the Saturday and Sunday, as I said earlier. I would say I recovered most of that damage, and then I did more damage last night. So it's important to be strong all the time, and I wasn't. And I've disappointed myself. And the old me might have said, that's it, screw this, I'm done. And I can't do that. I can't say, screw this, I'm done. I have to continue. So today's going to be a low-calorie day as sort of a get my mind back onto it, not as a punishment, but just as a get my mind back onto it. I ate past feeling full last night, which was like, it's like so many mistakes I made, and I knew they were mistakes, and I still made them. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. This may not be the best episode to share, but share it if you think it'll help people understand that weight loss journeys do have ups and downs, and take care of yourself. Try to keep yourself on track. And if you fall off that track, just get back on. The journey will be worth it. I know it will.